Alright, ladies and gentlemen, version Luna 6 has just released. I can't believe we are already saying that. Nodcry has already been out for a decent while now, but, you know, Nodcry storyline mostly over. Now we have LINNEA, who I didn't even realize was a fave. That's actually kind of exciting. Obviously my favorite character in Nodcry has been Flynn's, so, you know, we're obviously always happy to see a bit more Fae representation. That's very nice. We do also have Eluga on banner. As you can see, Eluga isn't in my party right now because from what I heard is if your Eluga isn't C6, that Goro is actually probably a better unit in this team. So our Eluga right now is C2. Maybe we can pick up 4 copies here. We do have 4 10 pulls for 40 pulls. And then after our C1 Flynn summons, we are at 25 pity. So, you know, we might need to dip a bit into Star Glitter, but, you know, that should be fine, hoping for the best. But, yeah, basically we have one shot to get LINNEA. We will not be able to gather enough pulls if we lose the 50-50. So, you know, we kinda really want to win this 50-50 here. So, yeah, with that being said, I think let's just go ahead and do the first temple. Will we get her in the first temple? We went on a massive streak of first temples in Genshin, but unfortunately that will not be the case. But yeah, hopefully we can see some Elugas here. You know, I've mentioned it quite a few times, but our luck streak in Genshin was absolutely insane. You know, we got Durin, why Noel? Durin in the first temple, Columbina in the first temple, which also had a Mizuki in it, albeit we technically got the Mizuki and then the Columbina. Inef's C1 was in the first temple, Zibai was in the first temple, so you know, and then when we went for Zibai's C1, we lost the 50-50, so we picked up Flynn's C1 instead, but now we're still looking for an upgrade to our Zibai team with LINNEA, because obviously Flynn's has his C1, we accidentally picked up Inef's C1, we got Columbina's C1, so that team's pretty insane. Although to be fair, we're probably going to be using Aino in that team. If we need to use both Luna teams, then we're probably going to use Aino in Flynn's and then Columbina in the Zibai team. Because in my experience, Zibai with Aino doesn't feel that good, but we'll still have to do a little bit of testing. Anyway, second temple. Do we see a 5-star here? No, but hopefully in Eluga this time. But yeah, anyway, when it comes to I've already forgotten her name, LINNEA, there you go. I will say, she, when I felt, oh, there we go, C3 Eluga, that's very nice, maybe a double in this pull, okay, seemingly not, but yeah, what I was gonna say is that LINNEA kinda gives, like, with the pink hair and the eyes, and like, these little features as well, she especially gave me, like, Alicia vibes, and then that got me thinking, like, wait, are we actually going to see an Alicia XP in Genshin? Because obviously the Tsaritsa is coming out, and I wonder whether the Tsaritsa is going to be like a completely original character, whether it's going to be more of a Bronya XP, or whether it's going to be more of a an Alicia XP, because obviously Alicia, also commonly an Ice/Cryo unit, so Bronya also typically an Ice/Cryo unit. Or are they just gonna go for a completely unique character? I don't know, because now that I think about it, they did kind of slow down on XPs in Genshin, but it feels like eventually at least a Raiden and a Alicia XP, as well as very possibly a Yai XP will also be in like most Hoyo games. I remember a while ago there was like a character who looked like an Alicia XP teased in ZZZ, but then I don't think we have much news on them. I don't think they've released as a character, and I'm not sure if there's been much news on them. I've not been keeping up with I think ZZZ in the slightest, so I'm not going to pretend to know. But yeah, it did get me kind of thinking about that discussion. Anyway, this is our last temple we have, and we still haven't gotten ourselves an Eluga. I don't remember if his C4... Well, we got one, but we haven't gotten another one since. I don't remember... we already have C6. I know that's not very useful. But as I was saying, I don't remember if Eluga is... has a good C4 or not. I'm not sure if C4 Eluga is better than C6 Goro, or if it has to be C6 Eluga in order to be a lot better than C6 Goro, because I believe otherwise it is just worth using C6 Goro, at least from what I've heard, but you guys can, you know, let me know just to be sure. Anyway, we have 4 pulls here. We'll grab another 6 from here so that we can have another temple. Now, like I said, if we don't get LINNEA, then unfortunately we just don't get our upgrade in our Zibai team, which would be a huge shame, because obviously she has been very fun to play and she's also very strong. So you know, with LINNEA, a lot of people are saying that at C0 this is basically the best team in the game, and you know, Zibai was already up there, and with LINNEA I can see it. So Yeah, let's see. Do we see a 5-star here? No, we're gonna have to use another 10 star glitter. Oh god, I remember when I used to have so much star glitter. I used to have enough to guarantee a 5-star. Then we had to use it for the Flynn summons. And now we're gonna have to... Oh, and we got a Noelle as well. That's kinda stinky. I'm not all too happy about that. But you know what? This just means that the next temple is most likely going to be the big one. So, yeah, strap in, guys. Wish me the best of luck. Fingers crossed. Who do we even pull for if we don't get LINNEA? I guess Nicole's probably the next 5-star out. You know, I have Duran, but I don't have someone like Varka. I'm not planning on pulling someone like, for example, Alice. So unless she's good for someone like Arlecchino, then maybe I'll pick her up. If not, then, you know, I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, let's see. LINNEA, will we see? Okay, we got the lag there. That means there's a 5-star. If we get a double here, then, you know, that would be huge. No capturing radiance. Okay, stressful. Okay, slingshot is one of her best in slot weapons, so maybe that's a good omen. Also, can we please get Luga in this temple? You know, if we don't get her here, you know, off cam, whenever I get a couple of summons, I'll do like I'll probably get up to like 20 or 30 pity or something. But yeah, gosh, oh, stressful. Please show me a LINNEA. Our zibai would be very, very happy. Please. I don't even know what her splash out looks like, by the way. I've not seen anyone summon for her. So please. No, okay. I hate the fact that I have just seen the bell. But please. This isn't even like Star Rail where, you know, I'd want to get a blade from losing my 50-50. There is no character I want to get from losing my 50-50. So please, just give me LINNEA. Okay, that would have been perfect. Please, no, okay, oh my god, actually I'm not gonna jinx it, I'm not gonna say it. Just please give me LINNEA. Oh my god, it's gonna be right at the end of this temple. Please, yes! Okay, yes, okay. Oof, okay, cortisol levels lowered. Cortisol levels have been lowered. For a second, I was like, ooh, what's that special? But then I kind of saw like the outline of this thing as well as the wings, and I was like, okay, wait, yes, that's LINNEA, okay. Oh, that is a big sigh of relief, like right there. I am very happy we managed to get her. Because, you know, technically we have been losing some of our 50-50s. You know, the Flynn C1 50-50 was lost. The Columbina technically was lost, although we got her in the same temple, so how much does that count? I don't know. But, yeah, I'm happy to have won the 50-50. You know, we aren't keeping up the insane luck that we started off with. Well, actually, no, we started off not quite with bad luck. Then after Duran's release, we got insane luck, and now we're back to normal luck now. We're back to normal luck, so, you know, I'm not going to complain too much. Is there anything left in this temple? Would you like to give me a C1? A C... Okay, I'm getting a C non-LINNEA, but you know what? We'll take it. We can't go ahead and be all that greedy. And there we go. You know, I don't think it's the most, like, oh my god design that they've released, but it's just a solid design. It's just your typical... Oh, actually, wait, that animation's... Actually, wait, that's kind of adorable. Okay, I feel like LINNEA is going to be a character who definitely does grow on me. But yeah, let's just go ahead, and there we go. We have her in our party. I don't think we're going to have any of the flowers for her. No, we do not. They are brand new. Also, let's go ahead and get our Luga free. Shadow's Reflection, do we even use that? Yes, that is the ult, so yes, that is useful. Don't ask me why I leveled up the skill. I forgot that it wasn't that useful. I mean, his C4 seems decent as well, so we will continue pulling on this banner just so that we can go ahead and get thingy's C4. Whether we're gonna pull on the LINNEA one or the Chaska one, I'm not sure. I don't have Chaska on this account. We don't need it on this account. But, like, you know, Chaska's fun. I don't really use her on my old account, and I feel like I have better units on my main account for a Chaska team. So maybe we'll throw, like, 2 temples on the Chaska banner. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, that's cute. I like the fact that they're adding this kind of stuff, although I don't play enough Genshin as much as I used to. In order to really take advantage of that, so, you know, it's a bit of a shame, but anyway. Okay, C6 Noelle as well, not really going to use her, but oh well. I believe that should be all the constellations that we got. Yes, it is. So I think I'm probably going to go ahead and use Goro in this team, because we do have a C6 Goro. For our LINNEA, we're going to go ahead and put her on the Obeyed of Morning Star set. So let's go ahead and equip these pieces on her. Obviously the stats will look different when we have a weapon on her and stuff. Let me just search by obeyed here, and I just put the pieces on Yunjin for the time being. You know, timepiece, solid. Flower, solid. I think this one, not so much, but otherwise I believe we'll overcap on crypt. Again, this circlet actually kind of solid as well. And then go ahead and grab a off piece, I believe. There we go. Yep. So, you know, okay stats here, okay stats. Without the weapon, we're looking at 59.8, 137.8. So, you know, when we grab a slingshot, when we ascend her a bit, then we should reach 100% crit, although maybe I might actually go for a bit more crit damage as well. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'll even go for a crit damage weapon, maybe, because I can't level up my slingshot because I don't have the materials for it. So if I can't be asked farming, maybe I'll just shove her on like a blackcliff or something. I bought this so long ago for like child, and then it never got past level 60. He's on a max out rust instead, but I don't even use child nowadays, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, unfortunately we're not going to be able to level her up. I will end up doing that by myself off camera. But yeah, luckily we did win our 50-50. It did cost us a little bit of star glitter. What was it? Was it about 15 star glitter? So how much is that? Yeah, about one... Let's see... 75 star glitter that cost us. You know, not ideal, but oh well, it's not the worst. At least we have LINNEA. I'm sure our zibai will be very happy, so of course we're gonna have to go ahead and farm for her, but we will maybe go ahead and have a showcase video out, maybe when the Spiral Abyss resets. We'll see, or maybe one before that, I don't know. Depends on the mood. We'll see whether we'll be using Aino in this team or Colombina in this team. Obviously, if we're not using Afternoon's team, then obviously this team will get the C1 Colombina. But there we go. Zibai on Chiori's signature weapon, C1 Colombina, C6 Goro, and now a brand new LINNEA. I am very happy with how our Nodcry pulls went, and honestly, I think we don't need to pull another single character in the Luna versions. I believe our teams are pretty complete, but if there's any... Okay, these animations are... Okay, yeah, like I said, I think LINNEA is definitely a character that's going to grow on me, but... Yeah, with that being said, let me know how your LINNEA pulls went. Did you pull for her? What are your plans for her? Do you think I should use Goro or a C3 Uluga? If I get C4, should I swap out for Goro, or should I not use Uluga unless I get C6? Go ahead and let me know. By the way, Colombina is on Silken Moon, which is why LINNEA is on Obeyed but not on Husk, because I don't have good Husk pieces, because I never farmed that stuff. I joined the game in 2.7, so I never felt the need to farm it, especially because I never pulled an Ito. And also Navia is the one 5-star character on this account that I pulled for but never ended up getting, despite my best efforts. That was my first ever Chi-Chi. What I was gonna say is I hope that we don't get another Chi-Chi, because, you know, I'd rather just keep her C0 and in level 1 jail, whereas I believe on my old account she is either C2 or C3, but also in level 1 jail. But yeah, anyway, I believe that is enough yap for me. Like I said, let me know how your summons went, how you're finding her, what teams, what should I do. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.